Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 2 subscribers. This is episode number 11 of the Ice and Dixon show. My name is Ice, and with me is Dixon. How are you?
Hey, Ice. Good to hear from you. How's everything going?
Good. I'm recovered from my sickness that I had, my mysterious sickness, and I'm feeling a lot better.
You're no longer have the affliction.
No, I'm no longer afflicted.
Oh,
No
that's
longer
good.
afflicted at all. Yeah. How about yourself? How are you feeling? No afflictions?
No immediate afflictions that I could name, but no, feeling good. Everything's good. Like I said, I'm glad you welcomed our 2 subscribers so warmly, and they're always warmly welcomed.
Yeah, as always. And, comment below what you think of the show. I really am curious because I really do want to hear from people who actually see this show. Like, what are you feeling? What makes you want to subscribe? And what makes you not want to subscribe? I am genuinely curious. I really am.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to get into the psyche of our subscribers and non-subscribers.
Yeah, it'd be a nice indicator. I'm about to just start an ad campaign. You know those ads they run on YouTube and you see
Yeah.
them like pop up and I'm just gonna toss one. I'm gonna toss my entire savings, which is not much. I'm gonna blow all that, and I'm gonna run an ad campaign on YouTube and just have our videos pop up.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe that'll generate some heat. We could be like that. What's his name, Mister Beast?
Mr. Beast, yeah.
I spent $1 million on what?
Ice takes out personal loan for what?
Oh,
We'd have to do something crazy to be like podcasts for 24 hours or something like that'd be insane. That'd be a haul.
I think we could do it.
I think we could do it too, honestly. I mean, I told you about that Sitch and Adam, those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
They go for like fucking like 8 hours. It's insane.
Friends of the show, and we know who they're watching based on their
Yeah.
recent content.
Yeah,
So
pretty
interesting.
pretty wild. We talked about the Neil Young Joe Rogan attack, and then all of the sudden they have a clip up. So a little suspicious. We know you guys are watching.
You know what? Comment below. Just to come out as the single organic subscriber we have, just a joint single subscriber.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. A joint single subscriber. I love it. Wouldn't it be awesome if they had us on their show?
That would be pretty good. What would we add? I mean, we would add our fire commentary, but in
Yeah,
reality,
our commentary and our
yeah,
hot takes, I mean,
yeah, hot takes.
it'd probably work out. Maybe once we get popular by like next month when we have like 1,000, then maybe we'll get some exposure. So
Now, is it Stitch or is it something else?
no, it's Sitch.
Stitch and Adam.
Yeah,
Stitch and Adam, Ice and Dixon. Boy, that's got a nice ring to it.
yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're similar in some ways, and I really want to add like production value to the show. I think that's a big thing too. But I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Ice ruins credit for what?
Oh God.
Always what? I love it.
I know that's the best. That's you gotta throw in the like the what's it called? Why am I'm drawing a blank on this right now? The like the eye catching stuff, the clickbait. Gotta
Oh
throw
yeah,
in the
clickbait.
clickbait.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Clickbait with the red arrows. I hope a lot of people like the red arrows because that gets me to click. We
Comment
put
below if you like the arrows, because we know that people don't like the arrows. Some
yeah,
people.
some we won't name who, but some. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start like putting like emojis on, like really, and like bump the saturation up like a lot.
There's some of the thumbnails that I see. It looks like they're like taken with the best, most expensive camera in the world. The clarity is just unbelievable. It's
Oh
just
my
insane.
God, I know, and like that's like a whole art form almost. Like I know that a lot of these thumbnails look like super shitty or whatever. Like you might think they look stupid, but I think there's a lot that goes into it. Like just
Yeah.
because like I feel like a lot of people don't even look at the titles anymore. It's just like an enticing thumbnail. I mean, when you go to like FaZe Clan, those idiots where they're like, I spent $1 million and I threw I threw Gucci merchandise at my friends from a bridge, and like if they catch it they get it, like stupid shit like that. like kids are gonna click on that
Yeah.
regardless. So like it's all those like enticing thumbnails with like a lot of colors and shit for that demographic. But
Yeah. That seems to be like the way it's going. I was at a bar over the weekend,
oh
and
really?
there were
What, a
these.
bar?
Yeah. I was
Wow.
at a bar. I don't know if you ever heard of these things, but
What
a
do you?
bar,
I'm interested. I'm gonna try one this weekend.
and they have they serve these alcoholic drinks. You have to be 21 to get in, though. It's the caveat.
Ah, damn. Oh wait, no, I'm over 21. Okay, I
Oh,
guess I'm
good.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. We'll have to get a ride though. Like if my mom could drop us off, if your mom could pick us up, like it'll be
Okay,
all good.
good. We'll have to let them know.
But I was there, and there was these group of females, and they were looked like they had to be newly 21, like young, unless they
Yeah.
had fake ID, whatever. But they didn't interact with anybody, kept to themselves, barely drank, and were on their phones the entire time. And the big thing I noticed was, like I guess on Snapchat, or is it? I don't have Snapchat, but like you can do like a selfie, and
Mhm.
the whole screen is just like a white flash, basically. Like it gives you lighting for the selfie or the video, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it essentially acts as the flash, like for the
The flash,
front-facing
right?
camera. Right, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a big thing, and it's like a snippet of a song, like 15 seconds of a song, making like like an odd face and like kind of singing along for like literally like 12 or 15 seconds, and then it ends. But that's all they did the whole time. Didn't dance, didn't approach anybody, didn't really have any involvement. I'm thinking, boy, this is the generation. This is what's coming up. It's wild. It's a whole different way of communicating, a way of interacting. It's just I don't know if it's concerning, but I think it's a little concerning.
It kind of is because
Yeah.
you don't really like interact with people. Like okay, let's just say if you went back to like the 90s and you went to a bar, first of all no one
Yeah.
had phones. There's probably so much more social interaction. You probably meet so many people. There's probably
Yeah.
have like you know, but like now, like you said, I hate to say that the boomers are right on this, but they kind of were. Like we're kind of glued to
Yes.
our phones 100%. And now you see
Yeah.
that like I could understand if you're at home doing nothing and you're quote unquote glued to your phone, but when you're taking
Right.
that like out, like you're at a bar and you're just
Yeah.
gonna sit on your phone and record selfies, yeah, that's I would say it's concerning.
Yeah, it's very strange. But like, what's the point of even going out? Like, there's a cover charge. There's things happening there. Like,
Yeah,
just
it's
sit home. Yeah.
like was there like so did were they talking to each other at least?
Very minimally. But there was this girl. You could tell, like, God love her. She's probably, they're 21. I'm assuming they're 21.
Yeah.
Unless they had fake IDs. And this girl's like glued to her phone. And I just imagine, like, on the other end, it's either like I don't know, the biggest fuckboy of all time,
Yeah.
or like it's like somebody like 26, like baby, like you better not leave me alone tonight, like whatever, like what's happening, who's talking to you, like,
Yeah,
or
like
they're just doesn't want to talk to anybody,
that
Yeah.
that's so true. Yeah, it's either some fuckboy who's been trying to get her for like such a long
Yeah.
time and like, oh, where are you? Like, where are you out at right now? Like, we're at here. And like, well, we'll
Yeah,
meet
right.
up with you. Like that shit. Or
Yeah.
it's some guy who's yelling at her, being like, why do you always go out with your friends? What are you gonna cheat on me? and she
Yes, and
she's dealing with
she's talking him
harassment.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's talking him down. Exactly.
it's unbelievable. And
Oh
like
my
I just
god.
picture like some fuckboy, like like the big thing is the dangly earring. Everybody has a dangly earring now.
Really?
And oh yeah, have you seen this on these young men?
No.
They have like these dangly earring, like it's a cross or something dangling, like just below it, like it's more than a stud.
Okay.
And the Bass Pro Shop hat, that's a big thing.
Yeah, I know the Bass Pro Shop hats. For some reason, I don't know why, but okay, but okay, I guess.
I used to wear Bass Pro Shop hats just because they were from Bass Pro.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a fashion statement. In fact, like you wouldn't wear that out. It would just be like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm going outside.
exactly.
I gotta wear it.
Yeah, like oh okay, I'm literally gonna go do manual labor or
Yeah,
fish.
exactly. It's one of those two things.
Yeah. But it's like they're $5.99. And like this thing with this bat, I remember one of the first jobs I had was it was a manual labor job, and this guy used to wear a Bass Pro Shop hat all the time.
Yeah.
And so every time I saw a Bass Pro Shop hat, I'd be like, "Oh, that's that guy." And it was when I had Snapchat, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is where what's his face exclusively shops." But it
Hmm.
wasn't like, "Oh, I want to wear that hat like to the club right now." Like it was never like a thought that crossed my mind, and I don't know why it's crossing people's minds right now either.
Yeah, yeah. Is someone like starting this? 'Cause I don't think that's crossed anyone's mind ever. That's ridiculous. Like, do women like this now? Is that like an attractive
Oh,
thing?
that's a good question.
I'm
Because
just
that's it's a good question.
I'm just gonna go like if me and my girlfriend go out one day, I'm just gonna show up with a Bass Pro hat shop on for no reason and like not even say anything about it and see if anyone mentions it.
That's the worst part about it is that you can't even wear the Bass Pro Shop hat without being ironic or
Yeah.
having some sort of fashion statement. Think, oh, what a douchebag wearing a Bass Pro Shop hat.
That's exactly like no one would say anything, but they would definitely be like, "Wow, like
Yeah.
why was Ice wearing that? Like what a d bag."
That's like now, like NASCAR jackets are having a moment. Like it seems like athletes and rappers and people in pop culture and influencers seem to be wearing either NASCAR jackets or NASCAR style jackets, and they're like basically like a bomber cut jacket, but they're loud and they have big graphics. They have like Budweiser or M&Ms on
Yeah.
them. I've worn one of those jackets for years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you really you really have. I've seen you wear them. You probably have some right now with you.
Yeah, it's like that's like my actual jacket, and now I look like the biggest poser loser of all time. This is just my attire, I swear.
Oh my god. Doesn't that sucks? Like I feel like fashion's like caught up with us now that it's like our normal clothing that we used to wear is now like quote unquote like trendy or like hip or whatever.
Yeah,
Man, that's wild.
unbelievable.
That's pretty
Unbelievable.
funny. Wear a NASCAR wear a NASCAR jacket with a Bass Pro Shop hat and a dangly earring next time you go out. Just hit it
Really,
all.
really, yeah. The definition of try hard, just doing it.
Yeah.
It's there's certain cultures that are embracing the NASCAR things, like the T-shirts and the jackets, which I think are cool, but they're wearing them for a fashion statement. It's just a sense of style. It's displaying art in a way, and I feel like it's almost like I'm trying to be that. And no, it's not it. I just have 100 of these T-shirts
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear.
That's
I'm not into
crazy.
hip hop.
Could
I don't
you
watch the NBA. It's like the one NBA player had the Kyle Busch jacket on, and Kyle Busch ended up winning the championship that year.
all right,
NASCAR, Kyle
wait,
Busch.
so NBA players are wearing these as well?
Well, they were at one point. There's a pretty popular NBA player wearing a Kyle Busch M&M's 18 jacket, and Kyle Busch is in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Currently competing. Happens to be my favorite driver. Whatever, won't get into it. But
Big fan.
big fan, and everybody hates him. The big thing is fuck Kyle Busch. Like everybody boos Kyle Busch.
Yeah, yeah, why is
Um,
that?
Kyle Busch has a way of acting. He's a very polarizing figure, and either like him or you don't.
Oh,
Like
I
everybody's
love
like, oh, he's
that.
a crybaby, but he's like into his equipment. Like you ask him about like what's going on, he's into it. Not like he's not a celebrity. He's not. That's like
Yeah.
his thing. He's a driver. He's into the technical aspects, and he wants to win. He's very competitive.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. And Dale Earnhardt did the same thing back in the '90s, but nobody's on Dale Earnhardt. But what do I know?
Yeah, weird.
So the NBA player wore a Kyle Busch jacket before a game, like walking into a locker room. And that year, Kyle Busch ended up winning the championship. And they
How
actually
about
like
that?
tweeted at the NBA player, like, "Oh, ever since you wore this, like Kyle's won 8 straight or whatever." Like I remember that. That was a moment for a while. But now
Huh.
it's got into popular culture, hip hop, street culture, streetwear,
Yep.
which I'm a big fan of. But it's not something that's necessarily my style. But now it seems like I'm adopting that style.
Yeah, unintentionally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were the style before it became a style.
I've been dressing like this since 1996. I'm not going back. So
just keep rocking it. I mean, you're really into fashion. You know how to rock that vintage cut. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
I do
love
love a
that.
vintage cut.
I love that
Yeah.
S. It's great.
Yeah, I do love a vintage cut. I'm all about the vintage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you're gonna you're gonna stop wearing that. You're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this next. You're gonna wear like a jean vest or something, and you'll be like, no one's gonna fucking wear this. And then like in 10 years, it's gonna be the popular thing. So
Yeah, I do.
whatever you do, Dixon, you can't escape it.
I really do like denim, like denim vest, denim jackets.
I love denim jackets, and I have
Yeah.
one, but I'm too fat to fit in it. So
Oh my god, I don't
no,
believe it.
I'm serious, but like I just love like denim, but I never adopted that style. But I think I would look okay in it, maybe if I lost some weight. But I have yet to try it, so we'll see.
Why don't you just leave it unbuttoned?
I guess I could do that. I don't know. See, like I don't know
Yeah,
if it's gonna be
I
like
wouldn't button it.
I don't know if it's gonna be like comically like you know when like you put on something small and you reach your arms in front of you and it's like ripping the back of it. It might be one of those.
I doubt it. Come on now,
We'll
Mr.
see.
Keto.
We'll
Get
see.
over it.
Ah, come on.
No way.
I don't know. I'll try. After the show, I'll try it on.
Yeah,
We'll get
try
it
it on.
going.
Upload a face pic and
Yeah.
with you in the jacket.
Like I wish we had community ability to do that, because once you get so many subscribers, you could like post stuff and all your subscribers will see it, like not in a video form, but it just comes up like a Facebook post almost, like while you're scrolling through videos.
That's cool.
But I would just do that. I'd be like, "Oh, remember when Dixon told me to wear this?" I would just post a picture of myself with it. That'd be pretty funny.
That would actually be really fun.
I would 100% do it too. Damn it! I wish we had that one day. One day.
Yeah, we'll get there, step by step.
Oh yeah.
So what's on the agenda?
Well, absolutely huge thing is what's going on with Joe Rogan. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. I honestly, I thought that because as you all know, Dixon and I broke the story of the Neil Young beef that he had with Rogan himself. Joe Rogan of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, which is owned by Spotify now.
Wow.
And now it's evolved into this huge attack on Joe Rogan, and it's pretty wild. It seems coordinated to me, honestly.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, completely coordinated. I mean, like, so the basic timeline of what's happened here in the past, like, couple weeks, I guess?
Yeah.
Is that Neil Young attacked Joe Rogan, saying that his show on Spotify should be taken down because he's spreading COVID misinformation. Then the CEO came out and said, the CEO came out and said he strongly condemns what Rogan has said, but he doesn't believe that silencing is the answer. And that's pretty much a direct quote of what he said.
It's a fair statement, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But now Joe Rogan has gone back and deleted dozens of his podcasts, which was pretty surprising to me. Yeah, at first
Joe Rogan himself has done this, not Spotify.
Yeah, so exactly, and I thought the same thing too. I said, well, maybe it's Spotify that's doing this. Maybe they're the ones that are like worried, and they're combing through these videos. But no, Joe Rogan was the one who went through and deleted the podcast himself, and I'm not really even sure why he chose those specific ones. I really don't know.
Yeah,
but he did, and he went and did that after he's been getting attacked. But now there's like this whole coordinated effort, and I don't know if you've seen this, and we'll talk about it, but like a compilation of him saying the N-word, and then
I've heard about this. I haven't watched it, but I've heard it.
Yeah, so I actually watched through a little bit of it.
Now, it claims it's out of context, and this is in a defense, because I think if whatever reason you need to say the N-word, I don't know, say you're reading Huckleberry Finn, whatever it might be, why do you say it?
I
just don't say it.
I totally okay. Here's where I gotta play devil's advocate here. So
okay, very good.
Okay, as you know, Joe Rogan's a comedian, right? Like he started,
right?
Like he does the UFC stuff. He's an announcer for UFC. He did the Fear Factor, but like he's a comedian, and like I think he probably started like, I don't know, like 2000s, and back then like you could kind of say anything. Like being edgy was seen as like a good thing. And like, like if you
how times changed.
Exactly.
In acceptable ways. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you look from that era, like even back, you watch like the old like I don't know, like Adam Sandler movies and like the ones that like Ben Stiller and I don't know, that's just coming to my head because I saw a movie with Ben Stiller in it that's like from that whole wheelhouse of Adam Sandler and all those stupid comedy movies. But like, anyway, what I'm saying is early 2000s movies, like there's so many gay jokes in there. It's like, oh, haha, like you're so gay, and like that, it's used as like an offensive term and like a joke,
right?
And that's as early as like 10, 15 years ago. So Joe
Yeah.
Rogan comes from that era of comedy. So he's known to say edgy things and like
Right.
push the boundary. So but him saying the N-word, I think, is where it kind of goes like and I mean he's saying like hard R and everything. But what
Oh,
he's saying
jeez.
but what he's saying is like he's not saying it like, oh, this guy is an N-word, this guy's an N-word. He was saying like he's like commentating on things like, oh, this figure said the N word. Like, do you think it's really that bad to say or like what
Okay.
like what's the like what like how is that offensive? But like instead of like censoring himself,
Uh,
he'll just say it. And I think that's
gotcha.
where he like stands his ground and says like, this is I could say it, because I don't want to let words hurt free speech or whatever. I mean, he doesn't
Yeah.
explicitly say this, but I think he's just taking the stance of saying like it's either
Sure.
all okay or it's not okay. And I'm not saying it in an
Yeah.
offensive term. I'm not calling anyone that, but I'm just using it.
It's more of a discussion, more of a commentary
Yes.
on it, and there's something to be said for that. If you stop giving words power, ideally,
Exactly.
you know.
That's what I was trying to say and ramble on about.
Yeah.
But you hit it exactly what I'm trying to say.
Wow. Just like I read your mind.
I know. But yeah, so there's a lot of that going around. But yeah, like all of these things are in like they're all out of context. So you just see quick cuts of him saying the N-word and that's it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Which obviously is not a good look.
And it's definitely not a good look.
No.
what's what's I think interesting is that you had. I think that okay, so this is obviously an ammunition thing.
Yeah.
Like, look at Joe Rogan is racist. He says the N word, and it goes back to the idea or the concept that this is a coordinated attack because they have to be threatened by Joe Rogan. I mean, if you're traditional media, if you're on TV and you have Joe Rogan with what 11 million subscribers, you have to be threatened. He has more reach than anybody in
Absolutely.
reality.
He is the most popular podcast in the world.
Wow.
Like he does have an outreach. And when he says stuff, people will listen to him and absorb that information. And you know, I feel like when you watch his shows, he's not really coming off with a. I mean, he does give his opinions, but he's never really like shouting someone down. Essentially, it's more of like an inviting like open discussion. I would say
Right. Right. Right.
it's not a debate. It's just it's like an open forum kind of thing.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean that's
yeah,
certainly a good way of doing business.
yeah,
Get a
no,
marketplace of ideas.
definitely. And I think he started as like this kind of middle of the road guy, but I feel like Joe Rogan definitely does lean more to the right, and I think that's
Okay.
why this attack has been going on. And it all started with the whole COVID the whole the whole shot thing, the whole
Oh
COVID
yeah.
shot. So I think once that started and like people were saying that he's spreading misinformation and he started talking about it and then he got COVID and then
Yeah.
he threw the kitchen sink at it and he said, "Oh, I'm fine. Like I just." He took like all this medicine and like all these vitamins
Yeah.
and everything, like something only a rich person could do, honestly.
Oh man.
And I'm not saying I agree with him on that, but I mean I it's his freedom to do that if he wants to.
What I've heard is that one of the things he took, the thing that they said was horse medicine or whatever,
Yeah,
that's one of the most widely used therapeutics in India.
really.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is.
I didn't know that. What do they use it for?
The vid.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. Check that out. I mean, and if anything, I mean, they have such a massive population.
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
mean, to make therapeutics readily available, I think is where we certainly screwed up. Instead of pushing, vaccines and tests, it should have been more on the therapeutic. It should have been a balance of both.
I totally
Yeah.
agree.
This all comes back full circle. Not to cut you off.
No, no, go ahead.
But Neil Young released a new statement today.
Oh boy. Okay, let's hear it. This is great. This is great.
So he posted on his website again. To the musicians and creators in the world, I say this: you must be able to find a better place than Spotify to be the home of your art.
You must what? Wait. Could you say that again? You must find a better place.
You must be able to find a better place than Spotify to be the home of your art.
Wow.
And he's really hot on Amazon. Like he calls out Amazon for having high res audio.
He's all about that high resolution audio,
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah. Once again, the guy released, I don't know, 40 years worth of albums on vinyl. Don't want to get into it.
Don't really understand the argument here.
You put on a Neil Young record from 1970, it's going to sound like garbage. I guarantee you. And all of a sudden, he's Mr. Bose.
Yeah.
You know?
That's kind of strange. It's kind of strange.
This is pretty funny, too. So to the workers at Spotify, I say, Daniel Ek is your big problem, not Joe Rogan, even though he went after Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he did.
X pulls the strings. Get out of that place before it eats up your soul.
Why does the Rogan thing, like Spotify is like mainly music? Why is Rogan like just a huge thing? And like like these Spotify workers are saying like it's damaging to them and like it's offending them and hurting them. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
You're working for one of the probably the biggest going forward media platform in the world, in the universe.
It is actually.
The thing is, like, you have different music. Music isn't always pleasant. Music, some artists express their way. You're telling me that, like, I don't know, Typo Negative is what you want to listen to? Or, like, I don't know, some of those real hardcore.
Hardcore death metal, or like literally any modern rap where they talk about like assaulting women nonstop. Like, come on. How is that not offensive? Where Joe Rogan just sitting down talking. Yeah, maybe says some dumb things sometimes. Okay, big whoop. Like,
very, 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 very.
My
true.
God, I mean, like if you're gonna complain about that, then maybe you should try to look into other things that maybe you should really look at. Really offends you.
What I really want is consistency. Just be consistent.
Seriously, because I think people are just upset at Rogan because I don't know if they just want to be or they're just afraid of his reach and that because he's right wing.
In reality, you have a network. The network, a cable network, gets like 1 million viewers. I mean, he has 11 million at his fingertips that are tuning in.
Yeah,
that are committed to the show. I mean, it's insane.
It is. The numbers are pretty crazy when you look at it. And I mean, he's always releasing content and always having people on there. But like I said, like people watch the show and you come away with it with what you come away with. Like you don't have to. It doesn't even push a message. It's just a discussion. Like I can't stress that enough.
Right.
So I don't know what's like. I don't think censorship is the answer to all this stuff. But I do think that this is a coordinated attack against Rogan. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Who has the time to go through like literally tens of thousands of hours of Joe Rogan content to find individual points where he says the N-word?
Oh my God, unbelievable. What an assignment. It
is pretty crazy. But there was another one where he was talking about going to see Planet of the Apes. This is probably back in like 2010 when his show first started, and he's like, they're trying to find a place to go, and they asked the taxi driver like, oh well, this movie theater isn't playing Planet of the Apes. We're gonna go here. Is this in a good neighborhood? And the taxi driver says, yeah, I think so. So they go there, and Joe Rogan says now this is Joe Rogan's words. Do not cancel me. I'm quoting what Joe Rogan said. He said, we were going to see Planet of the Apes. Motherfucker, we stepped in the Planet of the Apes. That's what he said.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so obviously a racist joke. And again, I'm not defending it, but back then, that kind of joke would be seen as funny. Like in early 2000s, people would be laughing about that. But then he immediately he's like, you know what, that was racist. I shouldn't have said that. And then he goes on to say like, we were the only white people, and he's like, they were loud in the theater, but they were carrying on and having a great time. And he's like, it was the best movie experience I ever had. He's like, I'm in their neighborhood. Who am I to say like they shouldn't enjoy a movie like this and they should sit down and be quiet? He's like, but I had the best fucking time of my life watching that movie with all those like, you know, all the African Americans that were there enjoying it with me. Like, or is that racist? I don't even know. Is that racist now? Do you say black people? I don't even know what you say.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Well, anyway.
Well, whatever. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out one day.
Yeah.
It's always been, you know, it's you don't want to assign words if you don't know, I guess, where they lie and how people feel about them.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to. I'll just say, I just won't say anything. How about we go with that? But yeah, so that was one of the big ones. But then like, it was literally just a snippet of that joke, and then he watched the whole clip, and then he immediately goes, "Oh, well, that was racist." And yeah, it was. But again,
Right,
edgy, yeah, it was. But edgy comedians back then say shit like that, and again, that was like fucking 12 years ago. Like, you're telling me people can't change and like say like, oh, you know, that was really racist and cringe what I said. Like, I don't make jokes like that anymore. Like, that's offensive. I shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
The whole, I don't know.
Well,
The whole,
hopefully we can
the
all
whole thing
learn.
is ridiculous. Like, yeah, it's all this purity testing, which is annoying, but it is what it is.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
and bottom line here is the fact of like the apologizing thing, because when these people come at you, they're not, and we were talking about this before, but like they're not looking for an apology. They're looking for you to go away forever.
Yes, definitely. No apologies are gonna make any kind of impact to the cancel crowd.
Yeah, because what you're gonna say sorry, and then they're just gonna keep finding new stuff to cancel you for, essentially.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep going. It's amazing.
Exactly.
I mean, The Rock was defending Joe Rogan. Now he backtracked on The Rock. Even backtracked on defending Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, so what? Tell me about that. What happened there? Like, what was going on?
It was so quick. It didn't even register with me. But he's like, you know, I think basically it's good to see both sides. What The Rock was saying. And immediately within hours, somebody called him out on Twitter, and he's like, you know, I had no idea. I apologize, and that was it.
Oh my god. Do you think that was his manager calling him and be like, hey, The Rock,
100%.
hey, The Rock, maybe you should delete your tweet. Like, don't say, you know, this is bad for PR.
Mr. The Rock, please stop.
Please stop The Rock.
The Rock, I'd like to see him get canceled. My God, the man's in everything. He's in every movie. Every movie you see is The Rock.
Yeah, you know what? He seems like a good guy though.
Yeah, he does. He's a really good guy. I really don't want to cancel The Rock. He seems like a decent guy.
Yeah,
with no dirty laundry.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be shocked. I'd be a little disappointed if that happened.
Remember, he was a wrestler. People forget that.
Yeah. Wait, what? The Rock was what?
Expose on The Rock's past from Ice and Dixon.
You know, I eventually see the way that this works is it's the law the law of cancellation. If people keep getting canceled, then they're going to come to The Rock eventually, and then they're going to find something on him to cancel him for. Something he said like 25 years ago that was an off-color joke that he apologized for, and then they're going to cancel him for it. Like, that's how it is. It's just like they're like a heat-seeking missile going for your dirty laundry. Like, that's what it is.
Amazing. You know, I wonder if these people that are trying to cancel everybody, I wonder what their past looks like.
I'd love to know.
Like, you know, like what their dirty laundry is, if they have any.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me that all these people were just like just angels coming out of this.
Yeah.
They never said or did one single bad thing. Like, come on.
No, it just when you start that holier than thou stuff and this morality, and you start going after others. I mean, just take a look inside.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think? What are you doing?
Right.
Well,
and you know, if it bothered people so much, like, why weren't they trying to cancel him back then?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So now why is it bothering you now? I really think it's just an attack because he is seen as, I'm not saying he is, I'm saying he's seen as the most powerful right quote unquote right wing commentator that there is in media right now.
Yeah, that definitely. I mean, you have to be threatened if you're any of these TV networks. If you're any, I don't know, anybody in reality trying to have a message out there and trying to censor and silence a message, and it's only one option to follow, which is completely ridiculous.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like,
Uh,
yeah, because then what happens if they cancel him? Like, where do people that like his content go? They just
well,
disperse
there
and
was. Do you see he got an offer from this website, our website or platform called Rumble?
yeah, I did see that.
I don't know what Rumble is, but I mean, if if you're offering $100 million to a guy for saying the N word, I mean, it's probably probably not maybe totally wholesome.
Yeah, this is definitely like, see, whenever I hear of like these platforms, I think this is a video hosting platform.
Okay.
Um, whenever I hear of like off-brand like video hosting platforms like this, or like, like Minds, or any of that stuff, I just think like this is where like Nazi, like actual Nazis probably go.
Yeah,
Like I get
literally, yeah.
like if I go on Rumble, I could probably search some like Holocaust denial video right now.
That's absolutely 100%. That's definitely what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't try to go to this place if I were him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I think it's probably not the best move. But in
Yeah.
reality, Spotify, they said they have his back. That he's, the CEO is not endorsing his commentary, but I think the statement's very fair because I think it's true. I think it's all right. We're not endorsing what he's saying, but here are his ideas. And take them as you will. And there's not any violent threat of harm. I don't think. That's kind of how we define hate speech. I think, according to the First Amendment or the interpretation of it. So I
Hmm.
think it's a fair statement from the CEO.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's probably, I mean, like he's definitely like middlemaning the whole thing by saying like, oh,
Yeah.
we condemn what he says, but also we're keeping him on the platform. Which, I mean, they paid $100 million for it, so I guess he doesn't want to lose all that money. So I guess I could understand that. But at the same time, and we talked about this before, they're a company. They want to make money. Rogan
Yeah.
probably brings a lot of subscribers to the platform. They're just not going to get rid of them because it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for
Yeah.
Spotify, because you have people on the left saying get rid of him or I'm going to drop my subscription, and then if they did cancel him, everyone on the right would unsubscribe too.
Yeah.
So I think you're getting put, like, I mean, honestly, when these things come about, like, do you think it's any measurable? Like, do you think it's going to hurt their bottom line that bad?
Yeah. I think it's a very minimal change. And once again, they had an update, like a quarterly update. So of course that was like a stockholder or something, a financial
Yeah.
conference, and of course they had to address it. So it even goes more to the idea that okay, everybody's just after Joe Rogan and they're taking out Spotify with it or trying to anyway. But I think it's very minimal change in terms of subscribers, that kind of thing.
I think so too. Like you see people
Yeah.
on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm going to unsubscribe. I'll never get another Spotify subscription ever again." And then probably like 0.001% of those people will actually do that.
Yeah.
So it's like it's probably so minimal. That's why all these like boycotts and things, they never work. The company doesn't care in the end. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. Spotify is a music platform first and foremost. I have Spotify. I listen to music
Mhm.
100% of the time on there, and I think most people do.
How much is Spotify?
I think it's $10 a month. I don't know. I should probably look at my bills. I don't even know how much Spotify is per month.
You probably still have your Planet Fitness membership from like 2013 on there.
Oh, don't even say that. I probably do.
$10 forever. That's how they make their money. It's not in the fact that it's $10 a month. Nobody even notices the seismic difference it makes, but it does. It adds up.
Oh my god, they probably make so much money. But that's definitely it. By the way, it is $10 a month.
Is it really? It's
Yeah.
funny that you said that it's $10 a month because you say like, oh, you use Spotify. This weekend I was trying to buy a CD player.
Hmm. Oh wow. What? Why?
I like CDs. I like compact discs.
You're something else.
So I tried to get a CD player, and it's tough to find a CD player. And I don't necessarily want, I'd like to eventually get a big like stereo unit.
Yeah.
like with a vinyl player, a record player. Remember, I'm sure your dad has one in the basement or the garage, like those big units where you would adjust like the gain and like they had like the little levers and stuff, like a big like
Yes.
hub, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, my dad still has one of those, but I want to get something, like that. Obviously not a dinosaur, but something that's functioning like a centerpiece unit in an entertainment space.
Yeah.
So I'm not really looking for that right now, but I just want a CD player, a compact disc player that I can put in the kitchen and listen to some CDs because I really prefer the CD experience. You have the booklet, you open the case, you put it in, you listen to the album as a whole, how it was meant to be heard.
Yeah.
You read the liner notes, you smell the booklet, you smell the packaging.
Ooh, that's nice.
Love that new packaging smell. But I went to Ollie's Bargain Outlet. That are these
Okay.
stores across the United States. Because they always have like some weird like technology stuff.
They do. Yeah, there's always something like
Yeah.
in the corner, you're just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, something random, like whatever. So they have a ton of Bluetooth speakers. If you're looking for a Bluetooth speaker, by the way, from all
Oh,
different
okay.
prices.
Good.
They had one CD player there. I'm like, okay, this could be all right. So it's a nice slim unit. Has two speakers, and it's just kind of like a front loading deal.
Okay.
So it's ONN brand, which I think is made by Walmart or made for Walmart.
ONN.
Yeah, on.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's how it's pronounced.
I never heard of it, but okay.
Wow. To get with the times, bro. Like what?
Oh, yeah, I gotta get on this.
So I look at the unit and it's like it's refurbished first of all, which is you expect from Ollie's. Fine.
Yeah.
I could deal with that. I could deal with that for like $15-$20. Here it's like $34.
Oh.
So I looked it up. I Google searched it, and it turns out a brand new unit from Walmart, where it's sold, where it's made for, is $31.
Oh, well, why didn't you could just go there?
Yeah, exactly. Why don't I just get a brand new one at Walmart for $31? However, the reviews are very poor on it.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah. So they have like these little good.
No, I was gonna say I'm just looking them up now. These are actually pretty expensive, but this is just like the head unit. You still need the speakers with it.
Yeah, So I'm looking for so they have these really cheap ones on Amazon for like $40,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks just like a square. I'm sure the audio quality is terrible, but it has a speaker all around the area where you would put the disc.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And you could prop it up or mount it on the wall. It only has FM radio, though. I kind of like listening to AM on occasion. I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't a joke. This is serious.
No, I do too. I'm not even lying. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like it's a change. It's cool,
Yeah.
So, but they only have FM radio, which is kind of a downgrade for me. But we'll figure it out.
I hope you're a big audiophile, so I hope you find this. I'm very interested myself.
Well, I was going to subscribe to Spotify, but Neil Young told me not to because it's going to suck my soul.
Wow, see, like you're the one subscriber that Spotify didn't get, so I guess it does work.
Yeah, I guess so. Neil Young, your work is paying off.
Yeah, he's really doing it. Is he back on there yet?
It's just a matter of time.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I haven't even checked.
I do have access to the Amazon Music because I have Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I see. I forget that all these different platforms even have music.
Yeah, it's wild. But the thing is, it's like the cheaper plan they give you with Prime. It's like some songs aren't available or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's just worth it paying the $10. I mean, that's just me, but I don't know.
I hear you. All I want to do is listen to Radiohead in Rainbows on CD in my kitchen. That's all I really want to do.
I think I say you go for it, and you could always return it too. If the sound is trash, you send it back, and then you're probably gonna have to pony up some big money though.
Yeah,
I would say.
I was looking at different speakers because the whole thing, if you want good quality audio, it's separate units basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. So, but yeah, I'll keep everybody stay tuned. I'll let you know if I ever find a good CD player, and I'll let you know my recommendations below.
This is big. This is big. You're unplugging from Spotify. This is we're going in a new direction.
It's over.
I love it. Yeah, so that's it for Joe Rogan. I hope nothing. I hope he doesn't get taken down. I don't listen to him that frequently, but I just hope he doesn't get taken down. But I don't think he will. I don't think anything's coming out of this.
Yeah, I think it it doesn't surprise. Like I was thinking about Neil Young the other day.
Hmm.
You know who made a good point? It was Adam Carolla of all people.
Oh, Adam
Remember him
Carolla.
from
Yeah.
was he on the Man Show? Was that him and Jimmy Kimmel on the Man Show?
Yeah, it was. He has his own like pod. He has his own like show now, his own podcast. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
They're just copying us, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yeah,
Fine.
whatever.
Why hasn't anybody canceled Jimmy Kimmel, first of all, for the Man Show when they made that kid sell alcohol or ask for alcohol?
Yeah, see what the hell is this? Like there's the double standard.
Yeah. This is when the guy actually bought him alcohol. I don't know if that was legit, if it was scripted or not, but the guy actually bought the kid beer.
Oh my god, I didn't see that.
That's like that one club. The kid is outside. Like he was a bigger kid, like a chubby kid, I think, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. He's like, "Hey, could you buy me beer?" And finally, the one guy did buy him beer.
Oh my
So I don't
god.
know if it was scripted, but Jimmy Kimmel, at the very least, his past should be identified and examined.
Yeah, absolutely. See, but like, yeah, it's back from when comedy was like it was all about
Yeah.
edgy shit like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let's be consistent.
yeah, just be consistent. If you're gonna cancel Joe Rogan about stuff he said in the past, cancel this friggin' guy. You know,
Yeah.
come on.
But that's what Adam Carolla was saying. He's like, Neil Young used to stand up to the man. like he used to be like anti-government and anti-everything and anti-control. And remember the band Rage Against the Machine? Fuck you,
Yeah.
I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah.
They're literally the poster boys for getting the vid vaccine. Agree with it or not, but to just push a narrative blindly is not raging against the machine.
No, yeah, exactly.
You are the machine now. At this point, your rage is gone. Just call it the machine.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, well, were they posers all along? It's
Yeah. And I guess in a way, all right, you can make the argument, okay, they're taking a stance for something, but then don't censor anybody else who's taking the opposite stance.
exactly. That's all this comes down to. Is don't censor someone else just because they have a different opinion.
Yep.
That's
Truth.
it. That's the truth. Truth to it.
You heard it here first.
That's
truth.
right. So what else we got on the docket today? We got anything else left here?
I don't know, dude. You were kind of stirring the boat this time. I was kind of letting you play with it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I guess, I mean, there's not really much to say about it, but I guess we could talk about this and follow up on our most viewed video, which is I think up to 120 some now, but it was the Idubbbz and Sam Hyde video.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so like Sam Hyde released all of his footage of Idubbbz coming to visit him, and Idubbbz was doing this documentary that he does documentaries now about like, famous people in media, whether it be on YouTube or like in the general media sphere. But so he faked all this stuff to made him seem like he was like crazier than he actually is, that they're on their last leg. He's poor, he has like no fucking money in it or anything.
Jeez, poor son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. So like Idubbbz was like fooled by all this stuff, thinking that it was really that bad. But anyway, you only saw from Sam Hyde's side, because he had one person recording the whole thing, and Idubbbz had like one or two people recording with him. But Idubbbz finally edited all of his footage after the Sam Hyde one came out, and it's essentially a response to Sam Hyde's footage that he released. And it's kind of interesting, because it goes to show you what different messages can be conveyed from essentially the same footage, essentially.
Right.
So like the way,
now, not to pay off, you used
Yeah.
the phrase documentary when you're talking about this. Is this true? Is it like a documentary?
oh yeah, it's like an hour and a half long, and he like
Wow.
it's actually really well done. Like he does a really good job. Like, the classic, like him talking over like the footage and stuff, and like, oh yeah, so we went to Sam's Hyde office and all this stuff, and it's broken up into sections, like I do with the YouTube chapters and stuff like that. So it's good. It's entertaining to watch, whether whatever you think about Idubbbz now. But the whole thing, I mean, when the footage came out before, it was essentially saying that Idubbbz was salty and he was upset that he was like pranked and everything. But when you watch the footage that Idubbbz released, he he really seemed more upset that Sam Hyde wouldn't open up to him, because Sam Hyde's a very big personality, and like
Right.
he's always joking and always sarcastic, but you don't know if he's being sarcastic.
Okay. Right.
And Idubbbz was really frustrated by that, and he even says like, yeah, I was frustrated by that, and like he was talking about irony, he was describing irony, and how Sam Hyde lives in like meta irony, so like you never know if he's being serious or not, and like
That is so funny. Why
it
is
was
it hilarious? Meta irony.
it was
Ah.
yeah, he was just going through all this stuff, and just like, oh my god, it was just a different perspective. So like,
Yeah.
whether or not you want to believe that Idubbbz was upset with the way it went out, or if he was upset that he just couldn't get through to Sam Hyde, you don't know. But what's really interesting about it is that Sam Hyde really is like a mysterious figure, because like at the end of it, when they're doing the interview with each other, he's like, Idubbbz was really upset about the girlfriend that Sam Hyde had hired, unbeknownst to to Idubbbz.
Yeah.
So Idubbbz like saw his girlfriend, and was his quote unquote girlfriend, who was in reality an actor who shaved her head and pretended to be a tweaked out like meth head. And Idubbbz was like, during the interview, he's like, have you tried to get any help for her? And he's like, no, I haven't. He's like, don't you think you should? Like, it's really concerning. And Sam Hyde goes, well, no, considering she's a girl that I paid to fake to be my girlfriend. And then Idubbbz was like, bro, he's like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? And then that's when Sam Hyde came out and like broke everything to him. He's like, yeah, like, he's like, I'm a fucking millionaire. He's like, you think that we like hang out in this fucking office, like 20 of us in like a small room? He's like, why would I do that? I'm rich. Like, I don't. So like he totally blew up Idubbbz's world. Like it's so funny to see the reveal at the end. But
That's awesome. That sounds hilarious.
it was, yeah,
Oh,
it was great. It was great. So like and Idubbbz was like, am I being punked here? And he's like, no. He's like, I just wanted to make a funny video. I wanted to make it funny, so like you could like film me and be like, yeah, Sam Hyde actually is crazy. He fell off, blah blah blah. He's hanging out in a dental office like with 20 people in a room trying to think of ideas so he could be like the next
yeah.
viral hit. So it when it was all revealed, it was really funny, but it really does show that Sam Hyde is an enigma, and he's very like, no one really knows what he's like privately. Like if he really is like a far right like Nazi like everyone says, or if he's just joking about everything that he says. Like you don't know. You still don't know.
Yeah. You still know it's meta irony.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's the truth, though. That's the perfect way to describe it. It's so true. It's like, is this all facade? Yeah.
Exactly. And like, and even after Sam Hyde, like after the interview was over, and like there's footage of Idubbbz going back to like his hotel or whatever, he's like, I still don't know what's real and what's fake. Like he was so fucked up from all of this. He had no fucking idea. But then on the last day they go to shoot guns, and he's with the whole, like all the guys that are like part of Sam Hyde's like posse or whatever. And they're like, oh, he broke it to you, like he told you. He's like, yeah, I was bullshitting you the whole time. Like he's like, and they're like, no one knows, like no one really knows what we do. And like, and Idubbbz was just trying to ask and like get to Sam and like ask him what was going on, like what is his day-to-day life like, what is he personally like. But
right.
he wouldn't say. He kind of like stood him up, and he kept making excuses why they couldn't meet to do another interview. And then Idubbbz Ian had to go back home, and that was it. And then, so
It was over.
yeah, that was it. So I think Ian was salty, kind of. I think that's why I didn't release the footage until now.
Yeah.
But that's pretty classic YouTube drama. So a lot of footage came out from it, a lot of entertainment. I still think that Ian is cucked out from his girlfriend. I'd still stand by that, regardless of what you take from the new documentary footage.
Just looking at the her Instagram, and when she shaved her head, it's just man,
I know.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
What was she thinking?
Oh boy, you hate to see it.
She has an OnlyFans if you want to sign up for that.
Oh god, I wonder what the content looks like on an OnlyFans. I'm actually very curious. It's just like nude pics.
Yeah. Just go on Reddit and just just search up because they just rip the OnlyFans photos and upload them to like a subreddit. So you could just do that.
There's no like like actual activity between the two of them, is there?
I do not believe so. I honestly think it's just like nude pics of her, and I think that's the extent of it.
She's got a halfway decent body. I'm not a big fan of the tattoos, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't really like that either. But yeah, she's not. I mean, before she shaved her head,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible with her longer hair, but
no,
once again, it's just a total cuck job.
yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. I just think she really changed him, and I think even with the footage that you see it from Ian's perspective, I think he still would have been more like he would have been more funny and like joking back and forth
Right.
with Sam about this whole thing that happened. So I don't know. I just hope Idubbbz gets on Cuck. That's all I fucking want. That's all I want.
Let's go full circle, and that's the truth. Like just
Get on Cuck.
Just have a normal relationship. My God.
Yeah, this whole like I could probably almost guarantee that she's probably fucked some other guys. I could almost guarantee that. Like while they've been in a relationship.
God, you're so crude. Fucked some other guys.
You know what I mean? Cut that. We'll cut that out.
We'll cut that. No, I
okay,
totally
what do you want me to say, Dixon? She's been intimate. She's been astrally intimate with other men, possibly other women too.
I mean, but you don't want to have commentary on anybody's relationship, but in reality, if that's the truth, which I think is the case,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't an apology. It wasn't, oh, I messed up. It was an empowering moment for her.
Yes.
I'm sure it was a big speech and he's like, okay, yeah, fine. Like, you do you.
Yeah, no,
it's you, babe.
It's probably something like that. And I'm not knocking on, open relationships or whatever. Like you do whatever you want, but I'm just
all right.
I'm trying to be welcoming to all folks. But what I'm saying is it's one-sided here. I could almost guarantee
Yes,
that
100%, 100%.
she's the one going out and possibly getting intimate with other men. While Idubbbz is
you can be as crude as you need to be, but no, 100%, definitely a one-sided thing.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's why he kind of like lost his balls in this whole thing. He's just not. Yeah. He's just not the same. I'm just saying, like, the old Idubbbz, if he was in this situation, it'd probably be the whole drama surrounding this wouldn't be a thing. Is what I'm saying. So.
Looks like she stopped like wearing makeup or like doing something different with her makeup.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know. It's not flattering.
Yeah, something. I think once the head shave went in there, it was just kind of all downhill after that. This, I don't know. If you see videos of her and stuff, she just seems like an unpleasant person to hang out with.
Yes, does seem very unpleasant. It seems like she's very unpleasant.
Yeah, just like a I don't even know how to describe it, but like that type of person that I'm talking about. Just someone who like they're the best they could do no wrong. Probably yells at Idubbbz all the time, like, "Oh, why are you doing this? Like, stop it, shit like that." And just kind of emasculating him at every turn.
Did you see? Did you watch? We know how we discussed Stephanie Matto from 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Well, in the new season of 90 Day Fiance, there's this guy on there. I think his name is Mike.
Okay.
And he's, bald, and he's not the best looking guy. And he's like a little weird, but like you feel bad for him. He's a really nice, sweet guy.
Yeah.
He's dating this girl from, I don't know, some Latin American country. I'm not sure. And he goes over there and meets her. And of course she has like a kid and stuff. And then nothing against, moms and stuff, but she looks haggard. She looks like she's been used up, know?
Ridden hard, put away wet, essentially, is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And so he's like, she's complaining about him because he like farts.
Oh
And
my
like
god.
one scene, he's like in the back of an Uber or something or a taxi, and he's blowing his nose and wiping his nose. It reminds me of me because I'm always blowing my nose. he goes to take the Kleenex and like stick it in the back of the seat, like he's
Oh my
just really
god.
kind of disgusting, you know.
Ugh. Just a
She's
nasty.
like, "Oh my god, what do you like?" Basically, in her language, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Why are you such a slob? And that's all. That's kind of maybe that kind of is the vibe that Idubbbz girlfriend puts out, but like
Yes,
maybe not
exactly.
totally founded. It wasn't like maybe he's not just sticking a used tissue in the backseat just because he exists.
Yeah, just like if he does something wrong, it's just immediate like attacks against him. Like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, what's wrong with
Yeah,
you? Why are you so stupid?
yeah.
I could totally see it.
I hate to see it, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years when we're still doing this podcast, maybe we'll have some update on their relationship.
maybe Idubbbz is going to be our Neil Young and try to
Oh
get us
my
banned.
God! Could you? Oh, that'd be great. I'd be honored.
Ice Ice's audio quality is what?
Oh man.
Oh jeez. Well, that's
Uh,
here we are. So
yeah, here we are. Good stuff. So that's it for that. But but yeah, I guess we reached the conclusion of this episode. Unless you wanted to cover anything else, Dixon, I'm all
you
ears.
know, this is a packed show,
It
and let's
is.
just leave it be. Let's just leave it be
Yeah,
at all the avenues we've covered because we've covered so many and covered them well.
we have. Yeah, you let it rest like a nice steak. Nice steak out of the pan. You let it rest, and you don't touch it. And I think that's what we should do.
Just gotta observe and listen and subscribe.
Yes, as always. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. Let us know what you want to hear on the show. Let us know what you thought of this show. Let us know if you have any questions. And as always, we'll be uploading weekly shows like we've done every single week since we started.
I think we took 1 week off in there, but absolutely yes.
Okay. You always got to bring up that one week.
I know you know exactly why I
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
it up. I love it.
Ice and Dixon fight over what?
Oh man, I love it.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you in the next one. And
Peace.
peace out.
Peace.